In the
Well,
full
we
moon?
didn't say want.
Oh, what did you say?
We simply said that there was an opportunity to experience more opening, different things. It would help heighten the probability of contact in the future, but to simply go and see what you experience so that we can observe where you're at with regard to the idea of contact.
Okay, got it. Well, I went
Yes.
and I saw what looked like 3 spaceships.
All right.
So I wanted to ask you, like, who were they and what was it?
Who were they and what was it?
Yeah, like who was in those ships? Are you allowed to tell me?
I'm allowed to say that some of it is friends of yours, some of it is people you don't know, and some of it is other versions of yourself.
Other versions of myself in
Many
another...
of you have counterparts in some of the extraterrestrial civilizations that visit you, so that you will have a degree of vibrational familiarity with them.
Okay.
Like looking into a mirror but seeing a different face.
But then that...
Knowing that it's still another version of the oversoul that you are also an extension from.
Got it. But then it's also like maybe another being, like a hybrid being, like version of myself.
Yes, in general, there were
Okay.
many, many hybrids present at that moment.
Oh, there were. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So it was great. Then the second question is, then after that experience, I had this really vivid dream
Yes.
where I was on a spaceship
Yes.
and they were doing something. I don't know what they were doing.
All right. A memory of an actual encounter.
Can you tell me what that was? Like what they were doing?
Taking a closer look, taking a deeper observation, a measurement of your energy, and again, how close you may be to the vibration that would allow for a higher degree of probability of contact in the future.
Okay.
They wanted to take a more specific reading.
Okay. Is that possible in my lifetime?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, again, it's not so much that things are or are not possible, it's whether they are probable or relevant. And
Is it
there is a high
probable and
degree of
relevant?
probability, yes. Otherwise, again, we probably wouldn't be having these conversations.
Right. Right. Okay.
You can use us to some degree as a marker that those that find us have a great deal of connection to the idea of the hybrids and the idea of experiencing contact. It doesn't mean it's all guaranteed, but it means that your willingness to participate in the beginnings of contact, which is what these exchanges are, heightens the probability of actual physical contact in the future. So generally speaking, those that are present in these exchanges and listening in to these exchanges, those that are connected vibrationally and feel a familiarity with us and the way we share information with you are probably on a similar wavelength, close enough to continue to expand your energy toward the idea of open contact. Otherwise, again, it is not as likely that you would be participating with us in these exchanges. Now, again, it doesn't mean you can't change your mind. It doesn't mean you can't succumb to negative and fear-based belief systems that would take you farther away from the idea of the probability of contact. But in general, if you just let go and go along for the ride and follow the formula, and as we recently said, stay in the eye of the storm, it is increasing the probability of contact with us or beings like us in the relatively near future.
Okay. That makes sense.
I know, that's why I said it.
Okay, then the last thing is, you know how you were talking about neutral preference and like
Yes.
choosing things that are vibrational alignment.
Yes, vibrationally compatible with who you prefer to be.
So then I guess what's the balance between, you know, when you meet people that
Yes.
may not occur, like they are vibrational balance?
Are you saying that they're vibrationally incompatible? Or
Yeah,
compatible?
I experienced that, and then I wonder, am I just being biased?
First step, remember. First step always. Honest self-examination. Am I dampening my excitement? Am I biasing the energy with my belief systems?
Right.
Always do that examination first. Then when you are clear that you may not be biasing it, then you know that what you're sensing really is not your preference vibrationally. Again, this is what we're talking about when we say it's important to have clear discernment. But you have to start with yourself in that discernment. Am I coloring this? Could it be something that could serve me? Could it be something that could be made more vibrationally compatible if I change my belief system about what I'm experiencing here? But if you come right down to the core, the essence of the situation, the circumstance, and the belief systems that are active within you at that moment and determine, no, I'm pretty clear that this is vibrationally incompatible with what I prefer, then it's easy to make the decision as to not engage.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
But it starts with you. You have to be clear within yourself about what you're doing.
I get that. I think the only thing that I get a little confused about is how, you know how I was watching a video and you were sharing how like everybody that we interact with, we're only seeing our version of them.
Yes.
So then ultimately, if I'm creating how they're showing up or I'm seeing my version of them,
Yes.
then, and if they're showing up in my life,
Yes.
then
But for what reason?
for what reason is for me to discover.
Exactly.
Okay.
And as you clarify yourself, you'll understand why you attracted yourself into that circumstance with that person. Whether or not it's for the circumstance of gaining more discernment, more clarity within yourself, and recognizing you don't need to continue to create your version of them anymore, or you do.
Okay.
Yes?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I was sitting here in the audience last night. I got a memory and thought about since 1990, around 1998.
Yes.
And it had to do with when you were, I participated with you, when you did an event in Thousand Oaks, when you had the money abundance seminar for us.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay? And you had everybody bring a coin.
Yes.
All right. And then my participation was I made up flyers and I called everybody to get them there.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And then the next day, this man called me.
Yes.
And he said that, well, I had the monatomic stones and everything at the time.
Yes.
All right. And I'd made jewelry out of it and the whole thing.
Yes, yes.
All right. So he called me and said that he was sort of told that he needed to come and buy some of my stones.
Yes.
So he came over to my house and he picked out a lot of stuff and he said, but he wanted so much more. And he said, I just have $300 with me
Yes.
in cash and I want to go home and get more
Yes.
and bring back.
Yes.
Oh, I'm shaking again. Whoa.
And so?
And so he lived about an hour away. Anyway, he came back
Yes.
and then he bought $1,200 worth of stuff.
All right.
And at the end of the conversation, he said his name was Sananda.
Yes.
And he said at the end of the conversation, he said, I'm an ET. And I said, okay. And I said, we should, let's talk about that. And he said, he was leaving and we would talk about it another time.
Yes.
Okay. So what was he an ET? I mean, what was that about?
Not in the way he meant it, no. Not in the way you thought he meant it, no. He has a realization of his connections to extraterrestrial energies and was expressing some of that to you.
Okay, I had felt that because we had that money about abundance and everything, and I had done the work, I felt that was sort of, at the time, like you had sent them almost for my abundancy.
I didn't send him. You attracted that so you could have a representation and a reflection that at that moment you were working in a state of being that was more conducive and more aligned with your true self and your connections to extraterrestrial sources as well.
Okay, so now why would that pop into my mind when I was sitting here last night?
Gosh, I don't know. Maybe because you're in the presence of an extraterrestrial?
Well, yeah. But I would just thought maybe there'd be more of a connection than he thought, his own connections as to what that was for me other than, so it was the abundance part.
Yes.
Okay.
And also the alignment part and the ability, when you are aligned that way, to experience and attract more things that will reflect that and remind you of that so that you use them as markers to know that you're in the proper state at that moment when that happens.
Okay. And I also felt that I got information for you about a download, that you would be downloading me with some information.
And we have from time to time done that.
Okay, that was last night. I got a telepathic communication
Yes.
with you. Okay. And I thought maybe that was about the grays. The gray.
Some of it was connected to that, but it goes beyond that.
Okay, so
But we're certainly not going to talk about it in public.
no, I know we can't talk about it in public.
All right.
But that was the message to me, that you would download me with some information
Yes, and
about
we
it.
did.
Okay, very good. The other thing I wanted to about the higher self.
Yes.
I've been talking to my higher self for 30 years.
Yes,
His name is Armandi.
if you say so.
Well, yeah, and so I see Armandi. He's male, and I
Please understand the higher self is non-physical.
Yeah,
it isn't
I know
one
that.
thing or another, but it will represent itself with a vibration that works for you symbolically. So what you're describing is the representation that the higher mind is giving you to work with. It doesn't mean the higher mind itself is male.
okay. He just represents himself as male.
Yes, because it's what you will work with more easily.
Okay, and it's non-physical, okay?
Yes.
But are they autonomous unto himself, a higher self?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. They're actually
Every
separate.
form and expression of consciousness is autonomous unto itself.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
There you go.
Love you, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So I was here in February, earlier this year, and one of the things there was something that you mentioned to me during one of the questions and answers I had the opportunity to speak with, and just wanted to quickly touch base on that. As a result of that, I'm in the process of going through some life changes that are very exciting at the moment.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, there've been a lot of quitting my job and moving to the Amazon jungle.
Oh, all right. How
with various
exciting.
shamanistic practices. Yeah, very exciting. So thank you very much.
Yes, well, you did it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. One of the things that you quickly talked about near the end of my Q&A was that I had hybrid children.
Yes.
I was wondering if you'd be able to elaborate on that a little bit.
In what direction?
Are there any of them that would like to connect with me at this time? And is there anything that you could give me in relation?
There may be, but it's not going to happen in this particular moment in the way that you're talking about. They're always available to be connected with, and you can do that yourself.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there any guidance that you can provide us to how I can connect with them, certain signature frequencies that I can...
Well, you understand the formula we've given all of you, yes?
Yeah.
Because what happens when you act on your passion? You raise your frequency. What happens when you raise your frequency? You become a better antenna and a better receiver of higher frequency information and communication.
Okay.
That's why we give you the formula, because it contains every answer you need for all the things that you desire to connect to that are relevant for you to experience in your life. We don't leave anything out. It's completely self-contained. Just follow the formula, and everything that needs to unfold, and every appointment you've made, and every agreement you've made, and every communication you need to have from whomever will happen in perfect timing if you simply continue to raise your frequency by following the formula of acting on your passion to the best you can, with no insistence or assumption of the outcome, and remaining in a positive state no matter what happens. Mm-hmm. That's it. We can't make it any simpler for you. It's that simple. Just follow the formula. Everything that needs to happen that will fulfill you and serve you will happen in perfect timing.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Just keep moving.
Okay. On that note as well, just with the channeling, that's something I've been working with, and being able to connect with certain frequencies and matching that within my own body. And I've also been using DMT to supplement as well, as a way of amplifying that connection, which I found to be a powerful permission slip for me.
All right.
Is there any advice or any guidance that you can give for me, or any alteration that I can make that may...
Well, again, as we have said, there are teachers, such as the idea of the DMT and other substances that the earth itself provides as teachers. But at a certain point, you come to realize that what you're learning is to get into that state on your own without the teacher, so that you can graduate and not allow the teacher to become a crutch. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yeah, that's what I found. The more I'm able to get into that state, the less I need that sort of teacher. But then it's teaching me to reach certain other levels I'm then able to match as well.
Again, pay attention. It will not always necessarily feel the same as it did before, but you have to know you're in the proper state. And as we have reminded many of you, the trick to this is to remember the physics of it. The physics being, you cannot experience what you're not the vibration of first. So to even remember what it was like to have been in that state means you're in the state. Because if you're not in the state, you wouldn't be able to remember what it was like to be in the state. So as soon as you remember, oh yes, I remember what it felt like to be in that state, you're in the state. You have to be in the state to have the memory.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Does it?
That's the trick. So realize that, and you will simply be in the state automatically anytime you remember what it was like to be in the state.
Awesome.
Yes?
Yep.
Does that help?
It does indeed.
And?
So when I'm having sort of my own DMT ceremonies, I'm connecting with certain frequencies, certain beings, and there's
Yes.
been mention of jesters, machine elves in certain types of circles.
Interesting labels for certain kinds of levels of consciousness that you may encounter, because the DMT has very specific frequency levels, each of which represents a different domain, a different realm, and a different ability and a different level to communicate with different levels of consciousness. Very specific layers within the DMT frequencies will connect you to very specific domains with very specific inhabitants.
Okay. Is there any way that I can more consciously choose to match certain frequencies that will then allow me to assist me in... Actually, sorry, scratch that question.
Let me see. There's this thing I've heard about called following your passion. Maybe that might help.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it just came into my thought at the moment. One of the things I did want to ask you is more verbal channeling. So as I'm connected with these energies, I'm finding the energies more forming into my mouth. And
If you wish to verbal channel, one of the easiest ways to do it is to be surrounded by people who are asking questions they really need to know the answer to.
Okay.
Because then they act as a circuit that pulls the information through you into them and grounds it in them. Because if the information is just coming into you for you, it doesn't need to go anywhere, and you don't really need to fully get into that state. But if others are asking a question, then in a sense you can get out of the way and just let it flow through you like electricity grounding into a circuit.
Got it. Okay.
So practice that and you will get better at it.
Right. Okay. So at the moment, it's more just sort of baby gurgles or something. It's like the
You
energy
can
is trying
start
to...
however you need to start and know that whatever comes through at that moment is appropriate and it is perfectly fine. Don't worry about looking foolish or crazy or sounding like it doesn't make sense. Just keep practicing like anything and you will get better at it.
Okay. Awesome.
Does that help?
It does, yeah. Is there anything else that...
Enjoy your journey to the Amazon.
Awesome.
You will find something there that will also amplify your ability to connect to the hybrid children.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Bashar.
You are
Love
welcome.
you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day. All right, let us continue the transmission in the following way. Allow yourselves to relax, become very comfortable, let go of the concerns of the day. Adjust your bodies and allow yourselves to focus on the holotope before you, and allow your lights to dim, allow your music to rise, and let go. Let yourselves begin to drift freely, gently, easily. Allow yourselves now to know that you are altering in a way that will allow for more awareness, more consciousness in your manifestation mechanism, manifestation space, the first belief, the collective consciousness and unconsciousness, the consensus reality. And as you become more aware of that first belief that says, this is real, this is real, this is real, that will become more conscious within you. And as it does, you will remember and remember and remember that because you need to say this is real, that means it's not. So you will allow yourselves, as this energy flows within you, fluidly, not only through your neurological net, but through very arteries, veins, cellular structure, all the things that make up the projection of a body in physical reality, and the physical mind with its beliefs and its emotions, its thoughts and behaviors. As you allow all this to sink in, to flow along those arteries, veins, nerves, conduits that carry the vibration of the life force within you, allow yourself to become more aware of that echo. This is real. This is real. This is real. And with every echo, you are reminded, it is not, it is not, it is not. Thus beginning to form the balancing act, the balanced state of being, where you allow yourself to flicker back and forth at whatever rate is appropriate for you, at whatever rate of frequency allows this to work for you. It will happen automatically, just allow it. You don't have to make it, just allow it. As it flickers back and forth, this is real, it is not. This is real, it is not. This is real, it is not. You begin to achieve that quasi-physical state in your consciousness, where you both know that it is real as an experience, while simultaneously also knowing it is your projection, it is your creation, and thus not real unto itself. This is real, it is not. This is real, it is not. This is real, it is not. The first belief reflects that this is real, reinforces that this is real, amplifies and magnifies that this is real. The higher mind tells you it is not. It is not. It is not. And thus, as you achieve this balance between the first belief and the higher mind, it allows you to function with more consciousness, more awareness, more intention, in a way that will allow you to begin to experience the fluidity of the physical reality, the malleability, the flexibility. It will flow like the blood flows through your veins, like the life force flows through your cells, like electricity flows through your nerves. It will flow. And your energy field and your physical body will begin to break down the barrier between the two, so that you begin to sense that the physical is energy, and that energy can be solid. And you begin to allow your consciousness in this manifestation space to experience the realm your physicists call the quantum, where you have both particle and wave, energy and matter, real and not, real and not, real and not. The first belief in the higher mind, in an orchestration, in a ballet, back and forth, spinning around each other with a common center of gravity. This is real, it is not. This is real, It is not. This is real. It is not. Allow yourselves to absorb this now through light and sound, in whatever language will work for you and your neurological net, so that your brain, your neurology may be rewired to be a more efficient conduit and conductor of this understanding, of this concept, of this principle, of the first belief. And allow more awareness that every single time the first belief tells you that physical reality is real, you become aware that the fact that it has to tell you that means that it's not. And you achieve the balance point of understanding that you chose this experience at this time to begin to soften the concept of what is real and what is physical and what is not, what is energy, what is particle, what is wave, and what is not. And more you find yourself in this balance point of awareness, this balance point of consciousness. You become the crucible in which you can melt down all your ideas and preconceived notions of physical reality and let it recrystallize in new ways, new arrangements, new reflections, new experiences. But you will experience them with a higher level of consciousness, knowing it is real and it is not. It is real and it is not. It is real and it is not. Let the realities pass through you and by you and around you and over you and under you and through you. For it is real as an experience, but as a thing, it is not. No more substantial than the reflection of light from a mirror. It may take many forms and reflect many things that may seem very solid and very real, but this is simply the first belief. It is real and it is not. It is illusion that gives you an opportunity for a real experience, so you may learn, so you may grow, so you may expand and become more self-aware. For self-awareness is consciousness. Consciousness is self-awareness. For there is no awareness of the self without awareness of the reflection, of the other, that gives rise to the difference between the other and the self. It is real and it is not. It is real and it is not. It is real and it is not. You are manifesting yourself constantly every moment. You are a manifestation of your consciousness. Your physical body is a manifestation of your consciousness, your self-awareness, your identity, your perspective of all that is, as all that is, experiencing itself as a part of all that is. And that is real, and it is not. And that is real, and it is not. And that is real, and it is not. Float now freely in the in-between, in the neutral space between the polarities. Allow yourself now the opportunity to integrate the balance of these concepts within you, so that The first belief and the higher mind may work in concert in a dance, with their gravitational centers spinning around one another, to give you the opportunity to more consciously recognize the manifestation that you are and the manifestation you can become when you know, when you are aware that physical reality is real and it is not. It is real and it is not. It is real and it is not. Just drink it in, float freely, easily, calmly, effortlessly, beautifully, gracefully, creatively, lovingly, energetically, vibrantly, peacefully. Float freely in the dream. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Take a deep breath in and hold it, and hold it, and hold it, and blow it out. And that wind is the wind of change, the wind that flows through the manifestation space, that reflects back to the first belief. Allow yourselves to drift in the dream. Allow yourselves to be who you truly are. Continue to just breathe deeply, gently, effortlessly. Let go of that which is not you, of that which weighs you down, of that which creates resistance to your natural self. Let it go. It may seem real, but it is not. It is real as an experience only, but not as a thing unto itself. It is real as long as you believe that it is. And when you realize that, then it is not. As your lights dim and your music softens, continue to float in a gentle void, in a gentle dream. It is real and it is not. It is real and it is not. It is real and it is not. Welcome home. Our unconditional love to you all and deep appreciation. Sweet dreams. Good day.
Oh, it's a good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right. Are you all excited? Yes. All right, workshop's over. You see how fast it can happen? Have a good time, good day. Now, allow us to begin by saying we have no idea what we're going to talk about. The reason I say this is to allow you to understand that when you live totally in the moment, you don't necessarily have to plan everything out, don't necessarily have to lay it all out before you do it. You can, in the moment, upon the realization of what needs to be done, simply call upon your connections to the infinite to bring through whatever information is necessary at that moment. You don't necessarily need to think about it a moment before. Just know that you will know what you need to know when you need to know it, and it will be there for you. This connects into the idea of living fully, your excitement, being present, being in the now, and knowing that you are connected to all that is in whatever way, shape, or form at any given moment you need to be to bring through for you at that moment what you need most. Living in that trust, living in that assurance, living in that knowledge is the state of being that best reflects living your life to the fullest, living your excitement to the fullest. Now again, when we talk about the idea of excitement, you can use any kind of label you wish to represent that. We understand that words have different meanings in your society, and excitement, in a sense, can be many things to many people. It can be unconditional love, it can be joy, it can be bliss, it can be passion, it can be a peaceful state of mind. You don't always have to be jumping up and down to be excited. When we talk about the idea that we refer to in your language as excitement, we are simply talking about that vibrational state that represents you being in harmonious alignment with your true natural self. And the process of discovering your true natural self and being that true natural self is what it's all about in terms of having a life that allows you to experience ecstatic explosions of synchronicity and effortlessness and creativity and love and joy. It is the willingness to be who you really are, to discover who you really are and be that you. That willingness is all it takes to get the ball rolling, to start the momentum going, to bring into your life, to attract to you those things that are most reflective of what you need next, of what you need to look at, what you need to deal with, what you need to process, in order to add that knowledge and add that experience to your being, so that you can expand and expand and expand and become, experientially become more of who you were already created to be. There's a process of self-discovery, a process of awakening, a process, in a sense, of remembering who you are. As we said, that's what physical reality experience is all about. It's making choices. It's the ability to choose. It's the experience that choice brings you of discovering through all the choices you make who and what you really are as this particular personality in this particular parallel reality life. Now, yes, of course, the greater you, what some people may call the oversoul, obviously has a number of lives going on simultaneously in what you call parallel realities or past or future. All of those things coexist concurrently, simultaneously. But this you is unique, as all of the different versions are, all the different life experiences are, whether physical or not. Each aspect of your greater self is unique. And so even though you have many lives, this life will never happen again and has never happened before. This is the only life this you has. And so to make the most of it, to allow yourself to really experience, to really savor what this life is all about, the idea is that you have the freedom, regardless of what you have been taught, regardless of what you may still believe, you have the freedom at every given moment to choose who you prefer to be, how you prefer to act, what experience of life you prefer to have, that you believe is most representative of the you are, in your heart of hearts, in your deepest soul. Now, as children, many of you automatically understand what it is to live an exciting life. But of course, different belief systems that have developed within your society over time will often talk you out of continuing to live that exciting life as you grow up, as you mature. But the idea is really to learn to balance that, to learn to blend that, to learn to become a grounded adult who still understands the freedom of play, the freedom of creativity, the freedom of excitement in the way you understood it as a child. So it is allowing yourself as an adult to rediscover how you can integrate that excitement, that childlike attitude, that childlike gratitude for every moment of the day, for a total appreciation of your life in a way that is natural, in a way that is second nature to you, actually first nature to you. So that you can know with assurance that as you move through life and as you make decisions and as you make choices, you are constantly supported in whatever choice you make, to whatever degree you are willing to make it. You are never not supported by the universe. And this is the first element we wish to drive home with you with regard to the idea of living an exciting life. Is the understanding and the realization you are never not supported by the universe. Totally. Many of you can create an experience as if you are unsupported in a variety of categories and ways. But all that is happening is you are being supported in what might be a negative belief. The universe does not judge. All that is does not judge whatever belief you choose to experience. And if you choose to create a definition and a belief within your consciousness that says you are not supported, the universe will support you in your experience of lacking support. You are always supported, but you are only supported to the degree and in the manner your strongest belief says you are capable of being supported in. But you are supported fully in that belief, in that experience. Every single belief, as we have said, contains, in a sense, a mechanism that reinforces that belief. It creates a self-fulfilling reinforcement mechanism. It has to, by definition. If belief did not contain self-reinforcing mechanisms, you would not be able to have discrete experiences in physical reality. You would not be able to have a particular experience of a particular belief without other beliefs leaking in. And this is, to some degree, one of the things you are learning to transform, is the idea that you can have an overriding belief. An overriding belief that colors all other beliefs, that beliefs are easy to change, instead of an overriding belief that beliefs are difficult to change. The overriding belief that beliefs are difficult to change is part of the paradigm of the belief itself that is there so it will be reinforced so you can have that experience that the belief creates. But now, in your age of transformation, you are learning you can replace that overriding belief, that program, that equation, with another one. That beliefs are easy to change. So that you can simultaneously, shall we say, experience to whatever degree you wish to any particular individual distinct and discrete belief, but at the same time always leave yourself a key to unlock from that belief should you desire to do so when you are done with that scenario. This, in some sense, is the malleability, the flexibility that is required as children have it to shift very quickly from belief to belief to belief to belief, from experience to experience to experience to experience, creating a life that can go at any given moment in any direction whatsoever. So that you understand that every single moment is a zero moment and is absolutely not connected to the moment that was there before it, unless you believe it is. And that's the key. At every moment, you have the absolute and total ability to reinvent yourself, redefine yourself wholly, completely, and become a completely different person. That is another thing that it helps to begin to realize, fully realize, when it comes to living a life of high excitement, is that every single moment you actually are literally a different person. And the person that was there a moment ago is not the same person. And even though you may look in a mirror and see what you think is the same face that was there a moment ago, that is just an illusion of continuity that you are creating for convenience sake, so that you will not be deemed crazy or insane by your fellow members of society. But you could create such a distinct difference in the person from moment to moment that when you look in the mirror, you would actually see a different face every single time you look. Some of this ability has been demonstrated, as you say in your language, scientifically, medically, in cases of what you call multiple personality, where you can actually have one personality that actually has a particular physical condition, such as a cancerous tumor. But when they switch to another personality, the tumor is nowhere to be found, instantaneously transforming because this personality never had cancer. It's not that reality anymore. That this can be done by individuals exhibiting multiple personality disorder shows you what kind of capabilities you actually have, and if you can, as you say, get a handle on transformation to that degree, and at the same time know that it doesn't have to be out of control, then you can also make the same kind of transformation instantaneously in any way, shape, or form you wish. And when you begin to understand that that's what you're already doing anyway, from moment to moment, then you can, with more consciousness and more intention, guide the transformational change from moment to moment in the direction of your preference, in the direction of your excitement. Remember, that's what it's all about. It's not about learning how to do these things. You already know how to absolutely and completely and utterly do all these things. Create any reality, every moment, transform instantaneously, let go of one belief and latch onto another instantaneously from moment to moment to moment. You're doing it all the time. The issue is not learning how to transform. The issue is awakening to the choices you are making of what you transform from and to. Because you can create a sense of continuity in the beliefs that you choose that make it seem as if, from moment to moment, nothing much has changed. When in fact, from moment to moment, everything has changed. You are a completely different person and a completely different reality, literally, take me literally, every single moment that you experience. Any change at all, it's a total change, a complete change. You exist as a different person in a different universe, utterly. Utterly. So you don't have to worry about learning how to do that. It's automatically built into your creatorhood. That's what you do. You can't help yourself but create, moment to moment, a new universe. You are made in the image of all that is, and all that is constantly creating new ideas, new perspectives, new universe, constantly shifting its consciousness simultaneously and concurrently from every different possible perspective, and that's exactly what you're doing too. But you have created an idea. You have created an idea, a notion, a system of definitions, a system of beliefs that define a particular experience you call physical reality on Earth. And you have set up certain guidelines, certain parameters that you've all agreed to abide by to make it seem as if you are not doing all the things we are talking about now. Again, as an example, You talk about the idea, or your scientists talk about the idea that you only use 10% of your brain. No, you use 100%. But you use 100% to make it seem as if you're only using 10. That's what you're doing. You're creating an experience of only using 10% of your brains with 100% of your brains. So waking up to that fact is what will allow you to realize you can change the percentage anytime you wish. Anytime you wish. Because all you're doing from moment to moment is saying, I choose 10%, I choose 10%, I choose 10%, I choose 10% again, I choose 10% again, I choose 10% again. Why? Because I said I have to. Why? Because I said I have to. Why? Because I said I have to. That's all you're doing. You're creating an illusion of continuity with your choices. You can break the continuity. Now, I understand, again, because of belief systems within that particular paradigm, that the idea of breaking continuity can be scary because of the way you define the concept of breaking continuity. But what this is all about is learning to break continuity creatively. This is all artists do anyway. You're all artists. You're all geniuses. The idea of there being a fine line between genius and insanity is exactly this issue. The individuals on your planet that you call insane or have psychological disorders like the multiple personality disorder we recently mentioned, the only difference is that they are not aware of what they are doing in such a way that they can apply it creatively. They're not breaking their continuity intentionally and consciously. This is all about doing the same thing, but doing it intentionally and consciously and artistically and creatively. That's the only difference, and that's why you recognize instinctively, intuitively, that there's a very fine line between genius and madness. Because the idea of going from genius into madness is simply an idea of creating a belief system that allows you to forget that you are capable of breaking your continuity at will. And when you impose upon yourself the belief system that you are not breaking your continuity by choice, then you experience the thing called madness or disorder. But when you understand that you are breaking your continuity by will, by choice, then you have genius and artistry and creativity. That's the only difference. It's an issue of understanding how to break your continuity by choice and liking it, enjoying it, and not being afraid of it. It's all about making a friend of the unknown. Making friends with the unknown, allowing the unknown to be a place of excitement and surprise and discovery rather than a place of fear, rather than something to run from, rather than something to hide from. It's a place to go toward. The unknown is where you will discover all the rest of yourself. That's where the rest of you is. In the unknown. So you want to develop a willingness, not just to crawl there, not just to walk there, but to run there. Run to the unknown. Embrace the unknown. It only contains more of you. That's all the unknown ever contains. More of you. More ability to discover more of you. If it's scary, that's an opportunity to get in touch with the belief systems that make it seem scary. Because it's only your definition of the unknown that creates the experience of fear. There is nothing about the unknown itself. There is nothing about the unknown itself that generates fear. Only your definition of it generates the experience of fear. That's all. It's the only thing that works that way. So, embracing the unknown, making choices at will to break your continuity creatively will begin to allow you to truly experience what you have for a long time called magic where one moment does not necessarily have to appear connected to the next, where your space-time reality begins to get very slippery, and you can all of a sudden begin, if you have not already begun, to experience such things as winding up somewhere and having no idea exactly how you could possibly have gotten there, getting somewhere in an amount of time that heretofore would have been impossible to get there in, and all sorts of experiences like that where you suddenly realize that you can do without some of the intervening continuity moments. The ideas of teleportation, the ideas themselves of shifting in time, the idea of expanding your awareness to many different lives and parallel dimensions of reality, all come from the willingness to break your continuity creatively. Now, up to this time in your history, it hasn't necessarily served you to do that, except perhaps now and then in a very random way when it served some particular purpose in some particular person's life. But now, in this day and age, the idea itself that you are in a day and age of transformation allows you to consider many more options, many more possibilities of what you can experience physical reality to be. Physical reality is very flexible, very malleable. Remember, it's just an illusion. It's just a mirror. It only reflects back what you give off. So just as your reflection in the mirror really has no substance, physical reality itself really has no substance and is, in that sense, a true will-o'-the-wisp. It will take its form only from what you believe it to be. Only from the solidity you impart to it with your definitions and your meanings and your beliefs. It is no more substantial than that. No more substantial than your idea of it. What is real is your experience. That's reality. Experience is reality. Reality is experience, not the things that are the props of the experience. The experience itself is who you actually are, is what you actually are. You are consciousness experiencing itself from all the perspectives it can. That's what creation is. Consciousness experiencing itself from all the perspectives it can. That's it. That's what reality is. And when you begin to get a handle on that, when you begin to be willing to break your continuity with that intention in mind, you open up a myriad of possibilities that heretofore were not experienceable in physical reality, because you are redefining physical reality itself. We have long said, and we will repeat this if necessary, we have long said the process of shifting, the process of ascending from one dimension or one reality to another is the process of realizing that you actually are the reality you previously thought you existed in. I'll say it again. The whole concept of ascending, the whole concept of moving from one reality level, one dimension, one density to another, is the result of realizing that you actually are the reality itself that you previously thought you existed in. So what we are saying is, you don't exist in physical reality, you are physical reality. It is you. It's just an extension of your consciousness. It's just an experience in your consciousness. When you recognize fully that there is no physical reality except for your experience of it, and that that's what reality is, that is what allows you to experience an expansion of your idea of reality as you experience an expansion of your idea of yourself. And that's what allows you to have the experience you call ascension, or advancement, or growth, or expansion. Does that make sense to you? Yes. Is there someone to whom it does not make sense? All right. Would you like me to explain more clearly in some specific way what I have just said?
But you can repeat it, please. Just repeat what you said.
All right.
Different words, maybe.
All right. Right now, most of you imagine or have been taught to believe that physical reality is a place in which you exist. You understand? You are being taught that physical reality is a dimension and that somehow you as an individual exist inside that dimension. But you don't. The dimension exists inside you. It's just an idea. There is actually nothing out there. There is no out there. That's an illusion. It's a projection. It's all going on inside your consciousness. Does that make sense? So when you understand that you are not in physical reality, that physical reality is in you, that awareness in and of itself, that moment of being aware of that in and of itself is the experience of expansion and ascension to a different level. Does that make sense? Does that help clarify it sufficiently? Or is there something else you wish to explore about this concept before we go on?